I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, October the 23rd, 2015. An Israeli woman and her two children were injured in the West Bank today. The 44-year-old mother and her 11-year-old daughter were lightly wounded. Her 4-year-old daughter was moderately wounded when Palestinians threw a Molotov cocktail at their car near a checkpoint near the Jewish settlement of Beit El. The three suffered from various degrees of burns and were given initial treatment at the scene by Magen David Adom paramedics. They were then taken to Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center in Jerusalem. An IDF soldier was stabbed by a Palestinian today in the West Bank. The 20-year-old soldier was attacked near the security fence in Gush Etzion. He was stabbed in the shoulder and back, sustaining light to moderate injuries. There are reports that the soldier himself then fired on the terrorist or that other soldiers shot at the terrorist, who was wounded lightly. Both attacker and victim were taken to Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem. The terrorist is said to be a 16-year-old resident of Surif, the same village as the two terrorists who stabbed a yeshiva student yesterday in Beit Shemesh. And Israel police today prevented a terror attack in Jerusalem's Nof Tzion neighborhood. They were called when residents noticed a suspicious man in the area. When police arrived, they started questioning the man, who was found to have a knife hidden in his sleeve. He was arrested. Yesterday, police arrested a group of Palestinian teenagers who confessed to planning a stabbing attack at the Damascus Gate in Jerusalem's Old City. Several knives were found in their possession. The Temple Mount in the Old City, meanwhile, was relatively quiet today. Friday prayers ended without incident as some 30,000 Muslim worshippers prayed at the holy site. Israel had lifted all age restrictions today, apparently in an effort to ease tensions in the area. Palestinian riots, however, did take place across the West Bank and Gaza, where rioters burned tires and threw stones at Israeli security forces in parts of Hebron, Ramallah, and Bethlehem, and a border policeman was said to have been lightly injured in clashes in Beit El. U.S. House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Republican Ed Royce of California and Ranking Member Democrat Eliot Engel of New York are leading a bipartisan effort to fight Palestinian violence and incitement. The two penned a letter to Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas urging the PA to condemn the recent terror attacks, end the incitement to violence, and continue security cooperation with Israel. A House Foreign Affairs Committee hearing was held yesterday promoting House Resolution 293, which denounces anti-Israel and anti-Semitic incitement in the West Bank. B'nai B'rith International praised the efforts and urged more members to sign on to the Royce-Engel letter. Earlier this week, Republican Kay Granger of Texas, who is chairwoman of the Foreign Operations Subcommittee of the House Appropriations Committee, together with Nita Lowey of New York, who is the subcommittee and committee's top Democrat, also wrote a letter to Abbas, reminding him that any U.S. assistance generously provided by the American people to the Palestinian Authority is predicated on the PA's adherence to the precepts of the Oslo Accords, as well as countering terrorism and the incitement of violence. Hundreds of leaders from Jewish communities and organizations across the globe will meet in Jerusalem beginning on Sunday for the Jewish Agency for Israel Board of Governors fall meeting. Chairman of the executive of the Jewish Agency, Natan Sharansky, called the gathering in Jerusalem at this time a massive expression of solidarity with the people of Israel. The three-day event will focus on efforts of support during the current wave of terror, as well as on broader issues like the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, anti-Semitism, Aliyah, and coexistence in Israel. Representatives of Israel's Arab, Bedouin, and Druze communities who are involved in these coexistence efforts will also take part. And looking now at our programming for tonight, Friday, October the 23rd, at 6 o'clock, live Shabbat services from New York City's Central Synagogue. At 7:30, our coverage of the 2015 Friends of the IDF Gala. At 9, the film Beyond Eruv, and at 10:30, Muzika with Israeli singer Izhar Ashdod. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, guests at the 2015 American-Israel Friendship League Partnership for Democracy Awards dinner speak about the contribution made by honorees Ken Bialkin and Ambassador Zalman Shoval, and comment on the wave of Palestinian terrorism with Mark Golub from the Plaza Hotel in New York City. And finally tonight, a mazel tov to JBS's own Dennis Golan, a member of our video production team who qualified for an appearance on Jeopardy and has won 2 days in a row with winnings of $59,000. Dennis defends as champion again tonight on ABC's Jeopardy, which you can watch or DVR at 7 p.m. Everyone at JBS is very proud of him. Good luck tonight, Dennis. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.